Is regarding Gashagua the kingpin of Mount Kenya? I think that's the question every Kenyan is asking himself. Today, politicians and musicians who disobeyed Gashagua have really welcome back, folks. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. And of course, this is Dr. Politica. I'm Peter Ogutu, and of course, here we drop the hottest political fire. Now, is Gachagua the kingpin? I think that's the question we're going to ask ourselves. And of course, I have 4 reasons to tell you why Gachagua is the kingpin. Before I do so, please listen to the video.
Na huyu jamaa mikono yake imejaa damu ya Gen Z. Siku Gen Z Ruto amesema watoto wauawe, yeye ndiye alikuwa CS wa Interior. Wazee wameniambia namna hii, hao wasanii waombe msamaha. Wasipoomba msamaha, tuwache kusikiza nyimbo zao.
From the video, Gachagua talks of, the musicians and the politicians who went to Karen, and of course, they went to visit GP Peter Kindiki, as he calls him, Mr. Yes Sir, Mr. Moneybag. Those are names Gachagua has, blessed Kindiki with. And now, the question we're asking ourselves today is that, is it the kingpin? Just imagine, after Gachagua told Kikuyus that, Samido and his team, the musician that went to Karen, and of course they were paid to sell out Mount Kenya. He told them to, of course, boycott their music, and of course, unsubscribe from their platforms. Guess what? These musicians began receiving tough messages of betrayal and of warning. In fact, they were told, we will no longer listen to your music. And of course, the politicians who went to visit Kindiki were also warned that they won't be re-elected come 2027. So, is Gachagua the kingpin? That's the topic here. One, Gachagua's reign has ignited, political pressure in Mount Kenya, and every leader wants to be associated with him. Yeah, you see, his camp is, there's influx of leaders to the DCP party. Every leader wants to join the party as a ticket towards the 2027 elections. DCP has proved to be a very big party. In fact, it has surpassed UDA. UDA's backbone was Mount Kenya. That's very true. And now, since Mount Kenya now is being locked with Gachagua, Gachagua is of course now locking Mount Kenya region. UDA has been left an orphan. Only Ruto and Rift Valley will have the UDA. So leaders in Mount Kenya wants to be associated with DCP. That makes Gachagua the kingpin. And again, leaders, of course, today we saw Gachagua, welcoming new leaders in his rallies. And this shows there is, of course, influx to his party. Mount Kenya loyalists have been roasting, of course, Kimani Ichung'wah, and of course they've been calling him Bibi Ruto. Yeah, and right now, if you're a keen, political fan, you will realize that Kimani Ichung'wah does not go to Mount Kenya. Why? Because he's afraid. He knows deep inside his heart that, Gachagua has taken over Mount Kenya, and there's no room for Ruto's allies in Mount Kenya. That's why you see nowadays you will never see Ichung'wah in Mount Kenya. In fact, even Didi Nyoro has been distancing himself from Ruto because he knows very well that the wave that Rigiji is of course using in Mount Kenya to sweep Mount Kenyan votes is so serious, and whoever will vie against DCP will fail in Mount Kenya. And that makes Gachagua the kingpin of Mount Kenya. Of course, people have been saying that Gachagua is a tribal leader. It is true. And I'll remind you one thing. in Kenya, it's all about tribes. Ever since independence, presidents are being voted for or elected by tribes. Moi became the president courtesy of Rift Valley votes and, of course, some other regions. Ruto himself became the president because of Mount Kenya, because he camped for 5 years in Mount Kenya. Every Sunday, unamwona church, natoa pesa, msaidia huyu, sadaka, blah, 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 because of Mount Kenya. And what happened later? Ruto received, Mount Kenya voted for Ruto to the man. So it's about politics. It's about tribes. And Gashagua being, practicing ethnicity, or of course, or appealing to Kikuyus as if he is their savior, will actually work for him, because see, these other people will insult him, but the Mount Kenya, the vote-rich region, will be with him. Yeah, and of course, he will lock. And whoever who will want to be the president will have to talk to Gachagua vizuri. Now, of course, DCP is now a barrier mjini, and the question is, 2027 crown awaits. With orders obeyed, Gashagua will be the kingmaker. Yeah, he will be the kingmaker. And hii kiburi ya Ruto sasa unaona itaisha very soon. In fact, sasa inaanza kuisha. You see, he is intended to arrest Gashagua. He was to arrest him, but now I'm hesitate. He knows very well that he can't do that mistake. He cannot, and make a mistake. Hawezi arrest Gachagua at all cost. In fact, if there's someone Ruto is protecting right now, it's Gachagua, because he knows if something bad happens to Gachagua, what do you think will happen? Now, Kikuyus, Ameru, name them, will really have true hatred towards William Samoei Ruto. That's why you see, Ruto can never, 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 never try and, of course, arrest Gachagua. Yesterday, we saw some chaos in Kakamega. DCP was welcomed very well. The mammoth crowd, we saw it there. Now, what came out? Policemen used live bullets. If at all Gachagua would have been there, though that order haingefanyika, no police angetumwa shoot watu. Because Ruto wouldn't want something bad to happen to Gachagua. Now, back to my question. Do you think Reggie G is the kingpin of Mount Kenya? Honestly, I'll tell you yes. This guy is the kingpin. Because who else? Uhuru is not in the political scene right now. He's a retired president. And of course, his statement is what might not be taken seriously because he's retired. He's not active in politics. But Gachagua is very active. Every time Mamona unleash bombs towards Ruto. And I think, Gachagua is the kingpin of Mount Kenya. And this has been confirmed from the musicians, what has happened to the musicians, how they have been bashed by Gachagua'S loyalists. So tell me in the comment section, do you really believe that Gachagua is the kingpin? It is there. And of course, to the political. We got the hit. Stay tuned for more.